I know you've made statements about having seen something over at Eglin Air Force Base that was recorded over the Gulf of America. So clearly, you think there's a there. Not to put words in your mouth, but as far as the UAP disclosure process goes, recently Lou Elizondo has been kind of the champion for people like Eric Burleson, Tim Burchett, and Anna Polina Luna. But he made this huge kind of a blunder in public with the UAP Disclosure Fund and those sitting members of Congress at the presentation as well. It was a big news thing, and in the following week, he actually stepped down and resigned from the UAPDF. But the members of Congress, Luna, Burchett, Burleson, they haven't really made much public statements about this. And I'm curious, like, why do you think they haven't made statements? And what is the effect that Lou Elizondo being their champion so far is going to have on the disclosure process and their, I guess, their momentum?
I don't know. I don't speak for those three members, though I greatly appreciate their effort on these fronts. What I will say is, I think there are a lot of people who believe Lou was threatened out of that position. That the disclosure was frustrating, certain people within the intelligence community, and they wanted anything that we might learn to be shut down. And so I know that the thing that Burchett is zeroed in on the UAPs is getting the subpoena authority and then getting the SCIF access, so we can force people under oath in a classified setting with nowhere to hide to answer his questions. And then, as a member of Congress, he can choose what to talk about and during speech and debate and not. And my suspicion is he would be illuminating on that front. He's faced all kind of headwinds on that. Everyone's tried to stop him, and I think that all the encouragement he can get online and and with other members of Congress, like if this wasn't three members of Congress, if it was like 20 members of Congress, they'd probably get it. The problem is that you've got a very small group dedicated to it, and that group needs to grow if you want to see different results.
Thank you. One follow-up question, if that's okay. If you could speak to your
Sure.
experience of having been approached by these individuals, because we know that people like Jeremy Corbell, and Elizondo, and even Jay Stratton have made reference to how they approach Congress and staffers with these presentations, with these whistleblowers, even that they, sometimes there's maybe some theatrics in bringing them in. But can you speak to that? Was there an effort being made to make these contacts to get specific members of Congress involved? And if so, what is the reason why we only get Burchett, people like you, obviously, but Burchett, Burleson, why
Yeah.
them?
So here's what I think happens. What I think happens is purposefully people who oppose disclosure take a bunch of false information and a bunch of fake witnesses, and they package any potential troubling disclosure with a bunch of stuff that isn't true or is indeed theatrical. And then they use that to try to discredit the broader UAP disclosure movement. And that is frustrating, but we've seen them run that play out multiple times. And so I think that helping members of Congress identify like clearly false, fake, not helpful content will allow more to gain confidence when they get questions that are reasonable to ask, to indeed ask those questions. And to be clear, like I don't have any firm conclusions on this front other than the fact that there are definitely people who do not want.
Sounds like you got a phone call.